The cup on the horizon. Usual question at this time of the year, but how much are you maybe thinking of changing the regular starting 11 for this cup tie?
None, really. We'll be as strong as we possibly can. One or two knocks, niggles from last week's game that we're assessing during the week and see if they can go again for us. But we want to be as strong as we can. We would like to have a good run in the FA Cup. It's something, for the football club, it's important. For us, it's important. So we'll see how we go. But we know it's against an in-form Accrington team, a good team that John's put together. Obviously, they'll be disappointed they came down last year and they'll be looking to bounce back again. But obviously this is a cup game, so we know we're up against a good Accrington team and we're going to have to be our very best.
Because for all of the theories about resting players and keeping certain players free from the risk of injury, there's also the kind of continuity question, isn't there? You will have seen it a million times more than I have, but teams that sometimes make multiple changes can just look a bit disjointed. It's not really on the players, it's just as it is.
Yeah, I mean, look, we haven't got lots of options to change anyway. It's a case of we feel like we're in good form. We want to try and keep building momentum, whatever competition it is. Just so happens on Saturday it's the FA Cup. It's one of the prestigious ones that we can enter. And for us, as a football club, it can help on a lot of different aspects and matters. We're approaching January. The further we can get financially for the football club, it's great. It can hopefully help me and stuff like that. When we get to then. So we're no different. I'm no different. And at Doncaster Rovers, I'm sure Accrington are thinking exactly the same thing. So we want to be strong. We want to be competitive in the game. We want to try and get into the next round, but we know it'll be tough.
Just the final strand on injury and then potential selection of those that are on the comeback trail. Is anybody likely to be involved for this one, even if it's only for a short time?
Yeah, like I said, there's one or two from last week's game. Not done an awful lot this week, so we'll see where they are. We've had Richard Wood trained this week. James Maxwell's trained this week. Kyle Hurst is getting better. Tyler Roberts has had a full week's training, so that's a positive for us. Those four are a real positive for us to be back in and around the mix. So yeah, Jamie Sterry's been on the grass. Still probably 2-3 weeks away from returning to play with us, to train with us. George Miller's been on the grass training. Tommy Rowe came back into the building today, but arm's still in a sling. So again, we'll just have to wait till that settles down a little bit. So still got another 3 big players, I feel, ready to coming back in the next 3-4 weeks. And Sterry, Miller, Rowe, adding to Richard Wood, James Maxwell, Jack Senior's back, Kyle Hurst, Tyler Roberts. So we're looking a bit more positive on the injury front in terms of the returning players.
Good news. I'm sure you remembered this, but your last FA Cup tie in charge whilst the Doncaster Rovers manager was the Crystal Palace game. What do you remember of that run to round 5?
Yeah, we felt, again, that was so important for us that season. Getting that run. I remember the game like it was yesterday, really. The stadium was packed. I think it was on TV. We're coming up against one of the greatest managers, in England, in Roy Hodgson, and his Palace team. So yeah, it was a great occasion for everyone. We played well in the game. I seem to remember Roy gave us a real good compliment after the game and said how well your team played and probably deserved something from the game. But that just shows you what can happen, and if you can get on the front foot, you can have a run in the competition. You see in the League Cup at the minute, Port Vale, unbelievable how, I think they've got into the quarter-final of the League Cup, and I'm sure that's huge for them. So you never know. There's teams that's gone and had a decent run and got themselves far in the Cup. First things first, we got to take care of Accrington, which is going to be very, very tough.
And we've seen psychologically this season about how a good performance in the Cup, the Everton game, so much was taken from that the Saturday after was seen in the league by fans of Doncaster Rovers.
Yeah, I mean, again, we had a very good performance here against Everton, didn't we? And we obviously they were disappointed we lost the game, but we give them a really good run for their money. So these things can happen in the cup competitions, and it's huge for League One, League Two, National League clubs, even clubs underneath the National League. It's in the first round proper. These games are massive for a lot of reasons, and we're no different.
It still, though, has that element to it, doesn't it? People look forward to cup days, whether it's first round proper, because there'll be teams that were not expecting to get this far. Clearly, Doncaster Rovers were. It's the third round in a couple of months' time if teams can get that far. There's always something on it.
Absolutely, that's the aim. You always want to try and get to that the third round is where, the big boys come in, and everyone's hoping and praying for that Liverpool away or Man United away or Man City away or whatever it may be. Look, we are at the first round stage. We've got a very tough game against Accrington, a team that's in good form. So we will be up against it a bit, but we're confident, and we feel like the momentum's with us at the minute. So hopefully we can give them a good game.
And how and why are they in good form? Obviously, John Coleman, he's past master of things. What are they doing so well then right now?
And they're a good team. He's recruited well. He's kept some of his players from last season, quite a few of them from last season in League One. They're a threat, top end of the pitch, got real good energy. They're very good on transitions. So there's a lot of elements this week that we've had to work on and worked on again today to make sure that we can try and stop that, and hopefully on the flip of that we can hurt them at the other end of the pitch. So it's got the makings for a good cup game, I feel. I think it's two teams that quite similar in terms of style of play. Want to play. I want to try and break forward quick and create a lot of opportunities and chances. So I think it'll be a good game.
How many Doncaster fans or people who are Doncaster fans that work at the club have maybe mentioned the Accrington are a bogey team of Doncaster Rovers? Because miss Bill, don't they?
Yeah, I don't know what's happened over the years. I can't comment on that. What I do know is I've always had some good games with John Coleman and his teams over the years, whatever football club I've been at. So I don't expect anything differently. He's done a tremendous job at Accrington. He's been there for a long time. So look forward to coming up against him on Saturday, and hopefully we can get ourselves into the next round.
Just finally, your charity challenge has ended. How did that go? How proud are you of your efforts?
Yeah, very proud of everybody really connected to the football club, and not everyone, not just the ones who did the challenge, just for everyone really, and showed the togetherness that it created, the amount of money that we raised, people donating money to us all the time and still going. So really pleased and proud of the achievement, the money that we've raised, the awareness that we've raised, and I'm pleased it's finished now. To be honest with you, I'm pleased the running stopped. So we'll have a rest for a few days, then we'll maybe crack on with one or two, maybe 3 runs a week.
I was going to say next, or is it just next year?
No, maybe we'll keep it. We'll try and keep as fit as we can. There's no point in doing that 31 days and then just letting it go. But we'll certainly be involved again next year. But we want to try and keep ourselves active as a staff, which is always important. And
of course, the most important thing is raising as much awareness and cash as possible. But did you top that table of all the other teams?
I think so. I mean, I haven't looked for a couple of days, but I believe that we've raised the most out of all the teams. But look, it's really not about that. Of course, we wanted to be the top, but it's everyone combined. It's the total amount of money raised. I think they're nearly £250,000 raised so far. So it's an incredible amount of money that everyone from football and supporters and people alike have raised for this fantastic charity.